Hi, this is Anthony. I've been playing around, if you've seen my other videos, with designing banknotes and stock and bond certificates with either funny names or just, from other countries or states within the United States. So I thought I would have a prompt: create a banknote in the style of 1970s US paper currency with the elements. And this is about D.B. Cooper. D.B. Cooper hijacked Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, which was a Boeing 727. So I copied some elements of it from, or information from Wikipedia, pasted it in. Let's see what it comes up with. We may do a couple of variations. This is probably only of interest to people interested in the D.B. Cooper case or the design of banknotes, but we'll play around with this for a few minutes. Wow, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Screenshot of that. So you'll see that they'll throw in mistakes so that you can't print this off and sell it as an authentic item that might fool somebody. So they misspelled dollars there. Here's just kind of a made up word there. It has issued as wrong. Northwest Orient Airlines is slightly misspelled. They do have flight 305, has DB Cooper. Has 20,000 here, but 200,000 up there. Very common for things to not match up. But just an absolutely beautiful rendition of a note there. I tried to get it to be the proportions of a banknote rather than this kind of square, but these still come out beautiful. I'm going to have do the same but banknote proportions, and it probably won't make it banknote proportions, but we'll see. And over time it seems to corrupt the text more and more, and throws in more misspellings each time, but not necessarily. And this can go a little slow, but when you consider all the computing power that is going into this someplace, it's amazing. Look at that. Wow. Again, they changed it from 200,000 to 20,000 at the top. I'll do a screenshot of that. Very beautiful. I'm going to put great do with portrait of Cooper also. I might do a separate one on the Zodiac Killer in California. It's an interesting unsolved case. Lots of clues in that one. Might be solved someday through DNA. There does seem to be some authentic letters that were sent that might have stamps with DNA underneath them. Well, the airplane is over the picture of Cooper, but that's just a fantastic looking note. We'll just say try again. This happened, I think, the day before Thanksgiving, 1971. I was too young to remember that, but it happened in this area. I do remember when some of the money was found on the north shore of the Columbia River back in 1980. Wow, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Not necessarily a great representation of D.B. Cooper there, but very interesting. Lots of design detail there. Okay, we'll say great do again with more green and red. And it's interesting if you say, great, do exactly the same design but with a different color, it'll come up with a similar but still different design. They don't want it to be so good that you can start manipulating things and then create something that looks like it's authentic. Fail to generate image, please try again. This sometimes happens. Say try again. A couple years ago, I did many videos on DB Cooper, and some of them were quite popular, analyzing different aspects of the case. So if you have any interest in the DB Cooper case, be sure to check those out. I think we're getting a mistake again. We're just going to hit refresh here, see what comes up. There's nothing more riveting than a YouTube channel that has errors coming up while it's trying to process images. Okay, it's doing thinking. There's a little news pop up about anti-Trump protesters for this upcoming military parade on his birthday. Wow, look at that. That's very interesting. Hit print screen. We'll say do again. Reread my prompt. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we had banknotes like these that we used in circulation? I know a lot of people don't use much paper money anymore. Instead, using debit cards and credit cards, but banknotes can be so beautiful, especially in other countries. Look at that, just absolutely beautiful. So much design and detail, kind of random things are in it. Do one last time. This will be the last time. I could do this forever, but we all have other things in life to do. I do hope that you'll hit subscribe and like if you like this. Leave a comment in the comment section. I said in other videos that I've done along these lines that I'd be happy to take readers' suggestions and put them in as prompts for future videos to see what turns up. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Got some very interesting, beautiful items that were created. Hopefully you'll enjoy, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.